What's up, guys? This is Sudoku Warrior with Simple Souls. It's basically a Dark Souls guide made simple. Everyone knows this game is like stinking impossible, so I decided that I'd just show off some of the ways to make it easier. Get started with everyone says the Pyromancer is the best starting character, but if you're just trying to get through the game once, the two best, in my opinion, are the Cleric and the Knight, because they give you early, easy access to a lot of good stuff. Best gift, of course, is the Master Key, unless you absolutely have to have the Pendant, which does nothing. And, yeah. None of the rest of building your character really matters. So just do whatever you feel like. Anyway, pretty much the most important things for a character are to have good poise, to have your stats in the right place, and know how to level up instead of just throwing things at levels as you go. So, poise. In Dark Souls, there's a sort of hidden stat that comes off of your armor that determines whether you flinch or not when you're hit by an enemy attack. It's probably the most important thing for a new character to get 76 poise, which has the maximum protection from attacks, as quickly as possible. So the Knight is probably my favorite choice because he does start off with armor that has pretty decent poise. The reason for picking Cleric is so at the beginning of the game you have early access to the Astora's Straight Sword, and you can use it almost immediately instead of having to pour any levels into Faith. And it'll make the game, the first part of the game anyways, a lot easier. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. So, the Dark Souls story, I don't really cover it in this walkthrough, but I mean, if you're watching this and you're just curious about the walkthrough, I'd also recommend Epic Name Bros videos. Yeah, he does some extremely in-depth theorizing about the storyline behind this. I recorded the first few episodes of this online as less of a walkthrough and more of just something I could show my friends if they got stuck. So a lot of the time you'll see random names and stuff pop up. It goes away in the later episodes. So anyways, you're treated to this super long intro video. It's probably the only cutscene in the game, and you get to see all of the assorted gods just go at it with some dragons. So, yeah, enjoy this part, I guess. And no, the spells don't actually do that in the game. It's unfortunate. At some point, you will be killing all of these guys, so, I mean, it's pretty neat to take a look at them now. And so here you are. After that gigantic war with the dragons, the gods had their age, but the source of their power, the kiln of the first flame, is kind of fading, and with it are coming tons and tons of undead everywhere and a massive curse across almost all humans. So you decide to take it upon yourself to go restore what is right and go to the kiln, see what's going on. Alright, so time to get started. When you start out with the Knight, the first thing you'll notice is that your equip load isn't more than 50%. when you're looking through the little stat menus and stuff next to your character, that's probably the first or second most important thing. Um, to be under either 50% equip load, 25% equip load, or 0% if you're just trying to sprint through an area. If you have more than 50%, you do fat rolls, you lose invincibility frames from your dodge reactions, and it takes a long time to recover from things, and your stamina doesn't regenerate as quickly. All of that is, those are the key things that it takes to really do well in Dark Souls. Anyways, let's get some gameplay started. A little fun fact, the dude that throws this body that we're about to see drop into the cell, Oscar of Astora, he was supposed to be way, way, way more prominent in the game, but like a ton of other things, that got cut out in when the game was released. I guess they didn't think it would do as well if it had extra content, or just didn't have the money and resources to get it all in there before the release date. Kind of sad, but hey, maybe it'll get into Dark Souls 2. Alright, so you'll notice the equip load thing I was talking about earlier. First thing you're going to do as the knight is first get rid of that. That sword is useless unless you're going to upgrade it later. Take off your helmet and your... I think you can leave the gauntlets on. Oh, nope. Not right now. Just head out your door and yeah. If you read the tips, they basically give you controls and stuff. Alright, so up around the corner is the first encounter with the Asylum Demon, and it's apparently supposed to teach you that you're not supposed to be able to win every fight in the game, and sometimes running away is a good option. But if you start as like a thief, you can take them. You get the Master Key as a starting gift automatically, and you can take another. And you can take the black fire bombs, and if you hit them with most of them, you can kill it. You'll see what thing I'm talking about in a sec. Yeah, that fat guy up at the top with the hammer. Anyways, head over to this door, and yeah, it's the dude. If you try to fight him with melee, I think there's a couple videos floating around the YouTube about that, but you can kill him with a sword, with just that stump of a sword or whatever, but you're just as good off with your fists. Alright, so dodge in here and get your shield, equip it on. The Knight Shield is pretty good. You can stick with it for the entire game if you want to, but there's a couple other alternatives that are a little bit lighter and a bit more useful. Still not a bad shield. And your broadsword. It's not really a terribly great weapon. You're gonna replace it as soon as you get out of the asylum anyway, but it'll work for what we need it for. Alright, so up here, this little part with the stairs, you're going to want to run up about halfway and then sprint back down, so that way you can avoid getting hit by that giant metal boulder or whatever it was that rolls by and breaks the wall. This dude is Oscar again, the same dude that threw that body into your cell, and he gives you a key and the Estus flasks. The Estus flasks are your healing item. You get a certain number of uses out of it every time you rest at a bonfire, and it's basically your main method of healing for the game. He tells you there's 2 bells you're going to have to ring when you leave the asylum, and basically that he wants you to go on this quest for his family's heritage. You can just kill him and he drops the same items without having to talk to him. He dies to 1 hit of anything, but yeah. I think in the cut content he was supposed to betray you too, but that's cut content, so I guess we'll never know. Anyways, it's time to move on and head back up those stairs. No, there's not a second boulder, just another little undead guy that you can beat the tar out of. Up ahead's another little easy area. Some easy souls to get. Just two little undead guys and a guy shooting a bow in the back. If you lure the undead into here, you can just kind of beat them up. Learning to backstab is pretty useful in this game. Backstabbing and parrying when you get up to like really higher level enemies is going to be a pretty major factor in your playing style. So for the most part, a backstab will be behind the enemy's weapon-wielding shoulder. You'll want to get there, stop for a fraction of a second, and then attack. And if done correctly, you'll get a critical hit with a different animation, usually where you stab him in the back and then kick him off your sword. Alright, this dude, the Asylum Demon there, you can't stay on that ledge for too long or else he'll jump up and slam you down with his hammer. But if you do a jumping attack there, you basically just, while you're falling, press R1, you can just get a easy, huge chunk of damage off of him. So he's easiest to fight if you don't lock onto him at all, and basically just move behind him, hack at his ankles. Dies pretty quick. He'll drop 2,000 souls, I believe, and the key to this door right here, and that's basically the first level. So time, I guess, to start talking about stats. There are really only two important stats, especially on your first playthrough: vitality and endurance. Endurance determines how much equipment you can carry, how much stamina you have, and that kind of thing, where vitality, I mean, it's your health, and it's always a good idea to have a bunch of health, especially in Dark Souls. So those are going to be the two levels that you invest the most in. Since weapons in this game, the characters don't really weapon damage scaling with stats isn't that great, even post-patch in this game. So what you'll want to think of investing in stats is as unlocking weapons, where you get the minimum necessary bonus to wield them, because you'll probably just be turning them elemental later. But that's another video. Anyways, for right now, basically all you need to know is pump your faith up to 14, so you can use the Astora Straight Sword, which I will show you where to get next video, I believe. And yeah, this is Firelink Shrine. It's your main hub for the rest of the game, and basically anywhere in the game is easily accessible from here, short of some of the areas towards the end of the game. But anyways, guys, that's the first video. Put 3 levels into faith, and yeah, I'll see you later. Peace.